Welcome back.
I've sort of done healing blankets on and off for years. I had sold pieces and people would say, oh, this is wonderful. You know, this piece is so healing, it's so lovely. And I never really had gone much further than that with it until I taught a spinning class at one of the Craftwises in the Danbury location. And one of my students was working on a knitted shawl for a friend of hers with breast cancer. And she bought a bunch of charms, and she had all kinds of just gorgeous things she was sewing into it. As she was knitting it, she was chanting. So I can't knit 3 rows in a row in a row without chanting Maiden Mother Crone, Maiden Mother Crone. That way I know how many I've got. But she was chanting as she was doing it and putting in special health wishes and prayers for this friend of hers. It was really spectacular, and that kind of said, yes, that's why I have these skills. This is one of the things we can really do this. You know? Really? And I've been trying to teach at all the Craftwises and at several of the other ones, spinning to whoever wants to learn it, and knitting and weaving and other crafts. So
yes, and dyeing.
That's how it came about.
And dyeing. Dyeing is a wonderful thing to learn how to do. We had great fun this summer crushing up these really cool little bugs that give you this really incredible pink, purple, fuchsia color. Sharon is a treasure trove of incredible pieces of information and just absolute incredible skills. What we have here, and I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see this, and I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do this, but right here, in this part of the shawl, we have the mer beads that Nibor wove in. We have Oya, who is one of the African Orishas. We have
Dave, you can start winding that up
a Craftwise medallion that Frank and I put in. We have amethyst and rose quartz and more amethyst.
Many of the pieces are from people that said, this piece I got during tough times and it really helped me through, I'd like to pass it on. That little silver goddess.
This one.
Dave, you said somebody, what did she say about that? It was the first piece she had made. She made the goddess herself. Yes. Oh. In a jewelry class, and she passed that on.
It's phenomenal, and the colors, if you can look at the colors also, I don't know if you can really get these, but they're blues and greens and lavenders and purples, and this part here that isn't woven is for the fringe. Because actually this shawl will be in 2 parts. This is one side, and we're coming back down. I'm getting almost good at this.
One family came and wove, all 3 of them at a time, George and Iris and what is their daughter's name?
Ashley.
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 And they put in something called, what, dragon thread? It's this really pretty, gossamer, shiny thing that's so pretty. And then they left us the spool to add in other places.
It's beautiful. This was also a piece that Sharon told me was put in by someone who had used it as an amulet to help them get through tough times, as was this goddess with the amethyst in her belly. There's shells. There's a butterfly that Sharon and Dave put in. There are pearls in this. There are little...
there's turquoise in it, I know.
There's turquoise. I went right past the turquoise part. Sorry, the turquoise stone part. I'm sorry, guys. There are little little birds, the little Native American Zuni carving...
Fetishes.
Fetishes. Yeah. And there's more pearls and more fetishes and more shells and more blue glass beads and some golden thread. This
we have a bag of things to add to the fringe, too, of stones and shells and pearls.
Why don't you explain a little bit about what you're actually doing with the spinning wheel?
Okay, spinning is a process of pulling and twisting. As this wheel goes around, it turns what's called the flyer. And a twist goes around and around and comes down the thread. What I am doing, and I'll try to do it up so you can see it, is I'm pulling that out and letting the twist travel up the wool. And it's the same process whether it's done in a machine in a factory or whether it's done with a small hand spindle or a wheel like this.
Now, I was going to ask you if you would show everybody a little bit about the drop spindle that I mentioned.
Yeah. This is the drop spindle. It's a slightly larger one than Cate was casting with. As it goes around, you pull out your thread and you let the twist that the weight is creating travel up the wool, and it turns it into yarn.
And that's so amazing. That is just absolutely amazing. It requires an immense amount of skill. It's not nearly as easy as Sharon makes it look.
And then
watched,
there is the spinning wheel.
I've watched
it's kind of hard
Sharon.
here. I'm going to drip it in everybody's apple juice.
There we go. That's all right.
I've watched Sharon spin and weave at many festivals, and you're right. She makes it look way too easy.
She makes it look so easy.
Now, Cate says it's addicting, but I've yet to be ensnared, although it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. We have had some really wonderful times watching Sharon and Dave go through a lot of the things that they've brought to Craftwise, and going through a lot of the things that they bring, because they bring shawls and they bring some very interesting things for people to purchase, and they have all kinds of amazing books and just some really incredible stuff. So you will be able to see them at Craftwise again this year in April. And also, just so that you know, I was told today by our eldest, who stayed home to help me deal with our other two and give me a hand with Frank, to help him go through some of his speech therapy and some of his occupational therapy and help him do his exercises. I was told by my eldest that the craftwise.com website will be up in just a day or two. And we are really, really happy to hear that. So please check in with Craftwise, www.craftwise.com, and see what our friend Jason has produced for us. It should be pretty interesting. It's still in the construction stages, so don't get all crazed about it.
Thank you. Now I have to get a computer.
Also, remember, it's on the World Wide Web, spider web.
Oh yeah, web. Now, I wonder where they got that from.
I can't imagine.
One of the things that I did also want to mention is that coming in January, David and Sharon will be back, and David will be talking about games, magical games, and the magic of games, and labyrinths, and fun things like that. So these two will be back with us.
Easy to mention.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have something to mention. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for reminding me.
Before I do, I just have to say that just watching Sharon with the drop spindle or with the spinning wheel is as much a healing process or meditative process in just observing.
Yes, it is.
As much as it is in
It's
doing.
mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. Now show everybody where we got that wonderful music from.
Some of the music you've been listening to tonight has come from this brand new release. It's Lorena McKennitt live in Paris and Toronto. It's a benefit album to raise money for aquatic search and rescue, and it's incredible. It's highly recommended.
We thank all of you for being with us on this very special show. I'd like to thank Sharon and David for being with us. I would like to thank Eric for being here and being our right hand. And honey, I want to thank you. That was Frank's first magical act, casting this circle here tonight, which made it a very, very special evening for us. Please have a wonderful, joyous, brilliant Samhain. We hope that all of you will be with us next time. In November, we will have a wonderful show again for you, and we will also have some more footage from Starwood this summer, from an interview with a lovely woman named Artie Carter, who is from the Florida community. She is an elder and a grand lady, so we will be very pleased to show you some of that. And a coffee drinker extraordinaire. Thank you all. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Happy Samhain, everyone. Thank you for joining us.